Gave Brisbane another hiding, winning by 108 points. The visitors could manage just 2 goals to half-time, while Lockett made his 150th one to remember with 12 goals. And it took him only 30 seconds to kick his first and his 700th career goal. He booted another 4 to have 5 in the first quarter. Ex-Saint Rod Owen gave Brisbane their second goal. Lockett kept his stride, kicking another 3 more in the second term to increase St.Kilda's lead even further. Brisbane managed to occasionally penetrate the Saints' defence. Going into the last term, St Kilda's 87-point lead was stretched when Kickett goaled easily. Lockett in the end booting 12.
St Kilda, oh, Danny Frawley doesn't kick too many goals, but he got one there from Harvey. Back in the team, Danny, after a couple of weeks out with injury, and the captain leading the way. But it was Tony Lockett's show again. He kicked 8 goals until half-time, 12 in total. It's the 5th time that Lockett's kicked 12 goals in a match. He has kicked 13, and he certainly kept the... Tim Watson went to Moorabbin yesterday. Tony Lockett had 8 goals to half-time. Tim, was there some thought that the all-time record of 18 would be challenged at that stage?
Well, there was, and you know, Lockett stood out probably as the only highlight of the game early on in the game, and he'd had 3 opponents by half-time, and really the whole crowd were just guessing as to see how many goals he might kick by the end of the day. I gave him 3 votes for his 12 goals. Tim Allen, who's developing into a very handy defender, very poised and very intelligent player, and also Brett Bauer, who burrowed in and fed out the hard balls all day. But the 2 highlights were Lockett's goal spree, the 12 goals, and the other highlight actually came when a black dog ran onto the field during the second quarter, and for the first time there was a bit of life in the Bears forward line. The St Kilda experiment of taking Harvey, Winmar off the ground at different times. They were trying to rest these players. They've had a fairly heavy schedule. They've got state commitments, and also they ran Danny Frawley on the ball for a while too. St Kilda have developed into a very good, tall, mobile backline, and I think that Ken Sheldon has done his homework in this area, and when they come up against formidable forwards, tall forwards, then they won't have any problem at all stopping those players. Like
next week when they play Geelong at Cardinia Park?
Exactly, like next week when they do play Geelong there.
And Tim, a couple of years ago, Bobby criticised the Bears. They were too fat, too slow, and a few other adjectives, but and they were the worst side he'd ever seen. What do you think at the moment?
At the moment, they're probably the worst side in the league by a number of goals. And yesterday they went into the game without Merritt, probably their best player, McLean, Ashcroft, Champion, and they really just have not got the players in reserve to cover those sorts of players.
Jimmy, young Green was asked at full back, according to what we read, to play behind Lockett. Do you find that a surprise instruction for a full-back to play behind a forward?
Well, I don't think so. I think that Lockett, the style of play that Lockett has is he does like to get his opponent in front of him and then edge him out with his ample chest. And I just thought that yesterday it wouldn't have mattered who you played on him. And I mean, you know, Ashley Green could have gone out there with the machete and he still wouldn't have been able to stop Tony Lockett.
Yes, a dozen for Lockett yesterday.